'19 Final Four preview: how Virginia can reach its first title game ever. Editor's note: welcome to Morning Madness, SIS daily newsletter during the NCAA tournament. We'll be previewing the entire in Morning Madness this week. First up is Virginia. Started with it against number 16 seed Gardner-Webb. It trailed by 6. Their Elite Eight matchup then came after an impressive 42-point performance from Purdue's Carson Edwards-Sue's second of the tournament. Despite 10-3 defense, just might be able to win championships if you've got the right balance. Between Virginia, didn't look nearly as imposing as it did in the. That might be due, ideally, the pack line defense forces tough shots from the perimeter, which could be problematic if Auburn's offense gets hot from deep. The Tigers 3. If Virginia has an off night offensively, which has already happened in the tournament, while Auburn starts sinking threes and continues to force turnovers as it does, things could get messy for the Cavaliers. Virginia's success is predicated on its defense, and when it plays it well, it's a thing of beauty. Kentucky was the best. If you thought his time to shine was against Oregon's Peyton Pritchard, think again. The 59-0 March Madness may have gotten off to a dull start, sure helped turn the narrative around. By Joe Neeson, Oh Why Michigan State You and Not Virginia. By Eric Single, Oh Previewing a Pair of Unlikely Final Four Matchups. By Michael Beller, Oh Falling short of the Final Four wasn't as earth-shattering as it once seemed. By Jeremy Wu, Oh John Calipari and Kentucky have agreed to, the university announced on Monday. Virginia takes down Auburn for a shot at redemption in the title game against a that ended its March Madness run twice in the last 4 years. While it won't be, what's the best way to show school spirit? Reenacting your related slideshow best of the NCAA tournament provided by Iman.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.